Hi everyone, I'm Anne-Marie from brambleberry.com, and today I'm here to show you a rather advanced cold process soap making technique. This beautiful bar of soap is made using both a drop swirl and a hanger swirl. It features one of Brambleberry's classic winter scents, Frosted Fir. I love using this fragrance in difficult designs because it stays a beautiful white, it doesn't accelerate trace, and the fragrance really lasts. With notes like spruce, silver fir, plumeria, and musk, it's a really, it's sophisticated and woodsy without being really kind of one-dimensional. You'll love it. So if this is your very first time making soap, this is not the one to do it on. It's a pretty simple concept, but you definitely want to get a few batches under your belt. So watch the first 4 videos on this channel on how to make cold process soap, maybe read one of my books, and then attempt this technique. This technique's also made just a little bit more fun with some texture on the top, some irradiated cranberry seeds on the top, irradiated so they don't grow things in your shower, and then just a sprinkling of Snowflake Sparkle Mica from Brambleberry. I'm gonna go ahead and suit up for safety. I am taking a little bit of a shortcut here. I'm using Brambleberry's Quick Mix, the Lots of Lather Quick Mix. It's fantastic. It will give me a lot of time to work with this entire recipe and technique, and it means I don't have to measure out individual oils ahead of time, which saves me time. I've already pre-measured out my oil, and I've got sodium lactate in my lye water just to make sure that my soap pops out as quickly and as fast as possible. Pouring gently down after being fully suited up for safety. There are no children, there are no pets. I have 45 minutes here and I'm working in a well-ventilated area. All very important safety considerations when making cold process soap. Since this is going to be a drop swirl and a hanger swirl, I'm going to work with a fairly light trace. So I'm just going to bring this to lightly emulsified and then split this into my easy pour containers. So for this one, I'm going to actually be splitting a little asymmetrically. I'm going to do about 400 milliliters in one of these and about 200 in the other, and then the rest is going to be a beautiful titanium dioxide white. And I'm also, this fragrance acts so well that I could totally put it into the entire batch. I'm just going to be extra safe and do it after I've got my perfect colors. For this, I'm actually using, it's really fun, I'm using the Brambleberry Green Chrome Oxide, and I'm actually doing that for my dark green and my light green, and I'm just using either black iron oxide or titanium dioxide to change the hue of the color, which is really cool. So that way the colors almost look a little more matching and cohesive in the final bar. So I'm going to do about 2 teaspoons of this fully mixed in green chrome oxide, and I've just mixed it into a little bit of lightweight oil. Titanium dioxide and all of the oxides actually do so much better in just a little of the lightweight oil. That helps to break up the clumps and really disperse them. Then I'm just going to do a couple, literally drops of this black iron oxide into here. Not that much, just enough to give it just a little bit of change in the hue. The next one is titanium dioxide mixed with my green chrome oxide. So I'm just going to do about a 1/4 teaspoon of this green. I'm not going to do much. And then I'm going with a full teaspoon of the titanium dioxide to keep that nice and light. And this is a tablespoon measurement. And since there's 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon, I'm just going to eyeball it here. And then to my bigger one, I'm getting a full 2 tablespoons of titanium dioxide. So remember, this is your batch, and so just kind of give this a quick whisk. I am going to be stick blending just a little bit in just a second because I really want those colors to fully mix in, but I want to kind of see where I'm at here. I'm guessing I'm going to need just a little bit more black. It's kind of an eyeball thing, and you know, honestly, this green is feeling real light to me too. I'm just going to do just a little bit more green, not much, just a little bit more, and then I'm going to, that made a lot of difference. Then I'm going to try my black and green and see how dark this is. I'm just going to do, it's pretty great actually. You know what? I am going to do just 1 more drop of the black and just kind of tone that hue just a tiny little bit more. 2 more drops of the black and see what I get. Remember, you can always put more in, but you can't take it out. Okay, now that's in. I'm going to do really quick stick blend, fragrance, and then stick blend. smells so good. I love it. And I'm gonna stick blend here too, just a little bit of fragrance. And you notice I am going from lightest to darkest. That way I don't have to switch out stick blender heads. And then finally, the remaining fragrance into here. Then we're gonna do, and now we have to start working pretty quickly. I should have mentioned, I did make sure that my hanger was a right kind of width for my mold. So that is definitely an important thing because this is gonna end up going in and around. So for our drop swirl mixed with the hanger swirl, we're gonna do about half of this white in here just to give us a good kind of base. And then it's just a matter of kind of just dropping it down and giving yourself some really good wispy kind of swirls. And remember, you have a lot less of the light green, so you're going to end up with more of the dark green for your swirling. And the hanger swirl is really going to break this up. So don't stress if you're like, this isn't coming out as good as I really want, and just feel free to make whatever kind of patterns you want. And then I'm going to use a spatula to get the last of these out in just a minute after I fill my mold. Okay, so spatula time. And when you're doing the spatula, just kind of go back and forth because you want to make sure that you get even kind of coloration throughout. And ooh, I do love this lighter green. It's like the perfect kind of light sherbety mint green. And then our white. And then I'm going to tamp this down. Then I'm going to work on my hanger swirl before I work on mounding. Boy, this smells good. It behaved beautifully. Okay, here we go. Just a little kind of tamp down here. Then I'm going to insert my hanger swirl tool. So there's a lot of different ways to do hanger swirls, everything from back and forth to loop-de-loop. I'm going to loop-de-loop. So I'm going to start on the side, and I'm going to the bottom, and I'm going to do some kind of figure eights and some waves. You can end up overdoing it. So I just did about probably 8 loop-de-loops and maybe about 4 waves, and that was it. But really, it is soap. Kind of doesn't matter. It's going to be beautiful no matter what you do. There we go. Now I am going to mound with my spoon. We'll see if this is ready to hold a design. It's a little bit still, we'll see. We'll see if this holds. If it doesn't hold, you just walk away for 5 minutes and come back and it'll hold beautifully. All right, this is not staying, so I'm gonna do some dishes, gonna give it 5 minutes and come back and manipulate a little longer and more, so that way I get more of an, I guess that's a backwards wave for my top design. All right, it's been like 7 minutes, all the dishes are washed, and now this will stay up. So I'm trying to give this a real deep kind of trough and awesome, fun, architectural swirls at the top to give it some interest. Not that it needs a lot of interest because I'm about to put the cranberry seeds on. And I know I said earlier that the cranberry seeds were irradiated, and you may have heard that word and went, irradiated? I don't want any radiation in my stuff. That is a fancy word. It's food grade for saying, hey, you know what we've done? We have done basically a heat treatment on this to make sure there's no bugs that can live in here, because you don't want your cranberry seeds to grow in your shower or in the bar of soap. So that's what that means. So first things first, I'm going to put on this Snowflake Sparkle Mica. I'm just going to sprinkle it with my hands. And if you want it to get in all the crevices, you can actually sprinkle it and then you kind of blow from the side, and that gets it evenly throughout. In this case, I love this design the way it is, so it's sticking around just like this. And now I'm going to sprinkle my cranberries right on top, and I'm going to kind of try for the middle. I mean, they kind of go everywhere, but they do stick pretty well. And then once that's done, it's time to put this on a heat pad and just let this go through gel phase. But I want it to be a pretty low-key gel phase because you can really get some titanium dioxide rivers in there or some glycerin rivers. So I'm going to put this on low on my heating pad because I don't really want to force a really hot gel phase. And then from there, it's time to wait 3 to 4 days and then I can cut it. And now it's time to unmold. Obviously, I made this one 3 days ago. And with that sodium lactate, it really does help to be able to pop this soap out in a slightly more quick manner. When you want to take your soap out of the mold, you just pull gently away from the sides. That breaks the airlock. Then we're going to put this on its side. And since we have this beautiful ridge, I'm not going to do this and push down. I'm going to push out from the side here. It's a little bit harder. It's not going to come out quite as easily, but it's worth it because we don't want to damage our design. Now, if you don't want fingerprints, you could be wearing gloves right now. I am not, so I'm just going to pull this out gently and take it to the side, and there we go. It looks beautiful. Now, one tip is because of our cranberry seeds up on top, you don't want to cut from the top down or else you'll drag all of those cranberry seeds all the way down and make little, well, rivers of cranberry seeds. So we're going to cut from the side. Using a non-serrated knife, we just cut gently, yet firmly down. And after 3 days, this is a beautiful consistency. Very happy with it. That Lots of Lather Quick Mix is a fantastic staple for a reason. Oh, I love how this looks. And you know what's so cool about a hanger swirl? Every single bar is going to be different. All right, I'm gonna see what this next one looks like. And I have to say, this smells so good. You know how pine can sometimes smell, well, a little cleanery? This does not smell that way at all. And I think it's the notes of plumeria that are really helping with that because this smells so fresh, so herbaceous. I can really smell kind of that silver fir note in there as well. It's just fantastic. These need to sit for 4 to 6 weeks before you use them, before you give them away, before you package them, or before you sell them because, well, cold process soap needs 4 to 6 weeks to cure and to fully dry out, but they smell so good. They're gonna smell even better in 4 to 6 weeks. If you make this or any other product using Brambleberry products, please hashtag it BrambleOn on all the social media so we can see what you're creating because you inspire us with your creativity. Until next time, happy soaping. It's gonna be a good day, and everybody's gonna come out to play. It's gonna be a good day. All right, you ready?